All right, good people. Again, I am doing this for the third time. Had some kind of interruptions, but it was only brief. Like a small leakage in the home where I'm staying at. But apparently, I think it's under control right now compared to the last 2 days, which was horrible. But I am Christopher Boyd, also known as Chris Thermo. Now I am on We Collect Wrestling on Facebook. Thanks to Dustin King, the moderator, who gave me permission to do this. So big shout out to him. The belt that you see before you is a custom-made version of the of one of my favorite championships of all time. It's the NWA World Title. But it's a custom-made version of the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship belt by Jim Crockett Promotions in the mid 1980s, from 83 to I believe like 86. But this is a moderate custom-made version. The silver one, the original silver one, was based off the NWA World Title, also known as the 10 pounds of gold, but that became like the 10 pounds of silver. The original belt was never like this. See the words United States Heavyweight Champion. It was painted in those colors, red and blue, but not like this. On the side places, you can see the two men. That's paint. On the original, they was never painted, and they was never enlarged. They had like a small ring, and they was so kind of tiny. Same thing on this side. But what I told the belt maker, Randy Jackson of Top Rope Belts, did a great job, fantastic job making this title. So shout out to him about modernizing it. In other words, on the original belt as well, the two eagles that you see were never painted. Now, when I got this belt last year, one of the eagles were painted red and one was painted blue. Hey Dustin, thank you brother for approving this for me. The third time's a charm. I had like two misfortunate things here. But anyway, the left was painted blue and the right was painted red. I decided, well, it kind of makes the belt look kind of uneven. And what I mean that is that the belt, is painted red and blue, but, the background, the actual belt itself is silver. So I felt that there was like one too many red on the belt. So it was it was, like I said, painted red. Oh, I think Eddie Williams is up here. Let me see if I can add him. Oh, he's probably just watching. So hey, Eddie. But like I said, I didn't like the red eagle on the belt, because I'm like, well, it kind of looks too much like too uneven. So I decided, well, let me take the belt back to Eddie Haupt, who painted this for me originally. So shout out to him. And it was like a year later because of COVID and all that, and which was horrible for me financially, as a sure for everybody else. I said, let me do this. Let me paint this eagle blue. I said, because now if I do that, I think it'll add more evenness to the belt. It'll bring out the red and blue more, instead of just having the red have like an upper hand. So he did that, and I gave this to him like 2 months ago, and now he did it 2 months. I asked him about it. So yes, I'm doing it. So he did it. I think it was supposed to be a Saturday, but USPS, brother, no offense to them, but I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it came yesterday, and I was like a little kid with my, out of the toy store. I'm not gonna lie to you, I slept with the title. Because I love this thing. I really, really love it. On the original belt as well, I think on the main plate of the title where the flag is at, I don't think it was painted like this. I know it was red and blue. But I told Eddie, I said, make it look like close to the American flag as you can. So he was like, okay, no problem. And which I love this also, painted red, white, and blue. And I'm like, yikes. I'm like, yay. I love that. Now let's come to the Insignia. And Dustin King, I know you're watching this, what I wanted for the belts I want you to make. I want you to use this style right here, this Insignia. Because I love that. Eddie Williams, of course, I know you're handling my other belt with the Seif, and I can't wait to get that. But to me, this is the best NWA belt logo of all. It looks kind of like something made from the 70s. I think that you've seen this kind of logo on the Dome Globe, but the thing is, it's not like this. I think Crockett, the Crockett family, made it more hip, made it more wise, and put more originality into it. Well, on the Dome Globe, you'll see something like this, but not as like this. It wasn't unique as this was. But let's now go to the men. As you can see on either side, that side and this side. Oh, I think I went too fast. I wanted these to stick out as well. Now, my original thing was to make this blue. Hey, Rodney McNeil. Now, thing was to make this blue. I mean, the stars here, blue and red as well. But I don't think that Eddie Howe couldn't paint those, because I think he said something about they stick out, and if he would have painted it, would have just smeared. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. The thing is, though, this is nice as well, but it gotta get cleaned. So I gotta take some hot water to it. Well, actually, a cloth, lukewarm water. That reminds me, I gotta clean this up. Regular cloth, like a rag, like a wash rag, and also the silk rag. I think Stephen Hammer was to put me onto that. So Eddie said I can use both of that. But the original color of the blue was more lighter than this one. So was the red. Like I said, I wanted mine's dark blue, because if you're a belt collector, and any kind of belt collector, if you see something that you feel that can be better, change it. Don't wait for the naysayers. Don't wait for popular opinion. Don't ask for opinion. Just do what your heart tells you to do. I, on the other hand, said, well, I didn't want the all silver one, because, like I said, it kind of looked kind of toyish. I don't know if I did say that, but I'm saying it now. But kind of, the all silver one kind of make it look like kind of toyish to me. And if you need a title that sticks out and stands out, and that's why I said, well, if they gave me a choice, like in a polls, and which belt version of the U.S. title you like better, the old silver one or the one painted red and blue, I'm gonna go with the one painted red and blue. But I do think that they should have just gave it a touch up, in my opinion, and did like how I did, at least, because the silver one looks alright. let's now go to the tooling. As you can see on top of the belt, this is not the original tooling. And like I said, this is a custom made belt for me. See the TRB logo, Top Rope Belts, the stamping, in other words. I didn't want the original tooling. And the only reason why I didn't want it because, like I said, this is a custom made title. I feel like this as well. There's only one belt that should have that type of tooling, and that's the NWA World Title, the Dome Globe. This one here, I wanted to be something different. Like I said, all the snaps are there, which I like as well. I gotta clean this also. But you know, like I said, as a belt collector, you always want your belts to look kind of different. And you know, it's your take on it. You know what I mean? It's your taste on things. I know Dustin. I gave you my choices for the belts I want you to make. Well, not you, but my team of ELT to make. Using the belts of my choosing. I'm not gonna say up here, but you know the belts I'm talking about and the design. And like I said, if you got custom made belts and you feel that the belt that you want, that you have like an envision of it, do it. Don't wait for popular opinion. Don't wait for don't take a poll on it. Do what your heart tells you to do. Because you know what you like in a belt. You know what you like in trophies. You know what you like as in any type of thing. This right here, I mean, you know the original concept, people. When I was telling Randy Jackson the Top Rope belt, I was telling him, you know what, make this gold. Make this gold. And I thought about it. And when I told him that, I was like, wait a minute. Now, those of you who know me, I bought two ugly looking belts from eBay. That's like this one and the Gold Eagle, which I call the gold standard U.S. title, which is known as the Magnum TA belt and the Luger belt. I bought two ugly ones. Dustin, he remembers it. They were ugly. They was brass. They was dull. I tried to buy gold paint to paint them over. It made the belt worse. I don't know if Dustin, you still got that up here on WCW, but you know, well, Eddie, you probably got it as well. I'm not sure, but it was ugly, both of them. And I seen the original. I seen the bootleg brass version of this title, which was gold. I said, well, let me get it like that. And then I decided, well, you know what? Why change it? If it was made silver in the first place, that's what it was meant to be. It wasn't made gold. It was made silver. And I think that Crockett was like, oh, let's have a silver version of this title instead of two gold ones. It doesn't make sense. I said, well, yeah, just keep it silver. Don't change it. Keep it silver. Don't change it to gold. You know, keep it, you know, like it was originally it was. But now make it into your own taste. And that's what I did. I told them to make the main plate bigger. And I always feel like this. The side plates on the original U.S. title and even on the world title, they were too small for the leather. And I'm like, oh my God, how come they made the leather so big and the plate so small? And I'm like, oh, I have a problem with that. Now, the grommets that was originally supposed to be right here, I didn't, you know, I said, well, I didn't want that either. Because I'm like, I don't like them. I mean, I like it, but, you know, if it was on the 10 pounds of gold, let it stay on the 10 pounds of gold. It don't belong on the U.S. title. You know, I don't even like it on the IWGP title, not the one. I'm not the one that I think the version 4 one. I didn't like it on that. I didn't like it, I think, on the version 5 one. You know, that's just me. My choice, my opinion. I don't even like that when the TNA had their world title, the Brahmins. I'm like, it kind of takes away from it. It kind of like, okay, let's add Grimes because in the real world title has Grimes. We have Grimes. I'm like, no. So, I said, well, let's get that out of there. And, you know, to me, again, you have your taste in what you want things to look like as far as your trophies or championships or is concerned, your taste. And everybody should be innovative, in my opinion. Everybody should have a new concept of things, because of some things like the big gold, I will never change that title. Never. Except for one thing, I will say, like the original Big Gold, NWA Big Gold, like it did, the name logo is too damn big. I'm just voicing my opinion. It was too big. It's like, you see this big NWA logo on the gold belt. I'm like, wow, that is too big. And then when Leather Rebels came out, they made it the right size, but the lettering, the actual logo itself, I was like, well, if they just would have stuck with the original logo on the original, which I call the diamond in the rough belt, because it was never utilized. If they would have used that particular size and font, that would have been perfect. But you know, that's another story for another time. I'm here to talk about this title. Now, if you guys like this belt, you know, I think a couple of people do. I know Dustin does. I know Eddie does. Thank you guys for watching. But, you know, I think other people does as well. Like I said, we're belt makers. We're belt collectors. And our belts, like we was raised on, like I was with NWA, WWF, AWA, world class. Big shout out to Eddie because he's a world class guy. Or even WCW, which is Justin's, he's a WCW guy as well. You know, if you see something that you don't like on a particular title, and you want to get that title, change it. There's no shame in your game. Change what you feel should be different. Make it better in your own eyes. Don't just get the title because there's a thing. Change it. Make it better. Like I did with this title. I made it better, in my opinion. Now, a lot of people may not agree. Well, you know, you have your opinion. I, on the other hand, said, well, I want to make it more like mine. Oh, let me flip it over so you can see the back before I end this. Careful. Chris, be careful. Be careful. Chris, be careful. As you can see, I like the way this looks as well. You know, this is tight. I just love the way that stands out. The back is nice. I'm like, yeah, buddy. I know I got that. And the thing is, guys, well, you know, when you first get your title and it got that new title smell, like you first get your new car, it got that new car smell, and it smells so good. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta get this. I love the way this smells. Yeah, when I got this belt back yesterday, I was like, oh, I still got that new belt smell to it. And, you know, at the bottom here, it was kind of torn. As you can see, the thick of it, I think this is 4mm. I'm not sure. Dustin and Eddie, you probably tell, but the leather right there was torn, was ripped some. Eddie, he repaired that for me. That was driving me nuts. I'm like, oh my God, what? I only slept with the damn thing. I didn't know I tear it. I wanted to kill myself, but you know, he explained it to me. But It wasn't your fault. It's just something that I think it was more like some kind of temperature thing that he had, because this belt was in Florida, and you know, the climate down there is different from up here where I'm at in New York. So yeah, but I just want to take this time to post this up here on We Collect Wrestling. Again, Dustin King, thank you for letting me do about this. Eddie Williams, thank you for watching. I think somebody else was watching. I forgot who it was. But yeah, man, we're belt collectors. I don't call this belt, in my opinion, a hobby. I call it. I mean, you could call it a hobby, but this is a business as still. I think Dan McMahon said it best. If you're gonna collect belts for yourself and as a hobby, do it for yourself, not to collect belts and then sell them, because in some ways you gotta respect the original maker of it. And I agree with that. Some people just like to post belts just to then sell them, and I'm like, you know, got a lot of scammers out there. I got a lot of fake people out there. God knows I fell for it on eBay once, and then you know, eBay was kindly unfortunate enough to refund my money, which, or I think they gave me some kind of thing or whatever. I'm not sure what they did, but you know, I didn't lose nothing, so I was like, oh, thank God for that. But you know, Amazon, eBay, even on Rakuten, you know, people sell these things, and I'm like, wow. Etsy as well. I'm like, I said, just go to a belt maker in Pakistan. If you don't go for a belt maker in Pakistan, if you want you want to pay a little bit more pricey, then go to an American belt maker. You know, go to Dan McMahon, go to Top Rope Belts. You know, don't go to Dave Milliken now. You know, don't go to him. And you know, in the special ending of this video, I want to give the eternal thanks to the man that originally made this title, the immortal Reggie Parks, who passed away recently. Because without him, there will be no 10 pounds of silver. Without him, there will be no classic WWF / WWE Classic Intercontinental. Without him, there'll be no WWE, WWF Bulldog Tag. Without him, there'll be no NWA Blue Gold Belts. You know, there'll be no WCW. There'll be no WWF, WWE Wing Eagle, or WCW Luger World Title. Without him, there'll be nothing. I say all belt makers, foreign or domestic, international or national, owe their gifts to Reggie Park, because it was him that started this all. I know other belt makers came before him, but they didn't cement themselves as the custom bearer of the gold standard. In other words, about belt making, and he did just that. So on behalf of him, rest in peace. And guys, this video has now concluded. If you like, thumbs up. Dustin, thank you for watching. Eddie, thank you for watching. And guys, see you guys down the road. Be belt collectors, but not belt haters. God bless. Good night.